15 Things You Didn't Know About Cleopatra. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented to you by alux.com. Today we'll dig into the life of one of the most remarkable women in history, Cleopatra. She was born around 69 BC, and even nowadays, women still aspire to be like her. She's remembered in the collective culture as being an incredibly beautiful woman that would use her charm to influence some of the most powerful men in the Western world. Her full title is actually Cleopatra, the seventh Philopator, meaning that there were 6 other Cleopatras before her, but the name was without a doubt made famous by only one. Her reign brought Egypt nearly 22 years of prosperity and stability. She's remembered as one of the most brilliant and alluring figures of antiquity, yet many of the details of her life remain unknown or surrounded by myth. This is because most of the art and writings about her come long after her death and were often written by the Romans, who feared her and the thought of a woman gaining so much power. What do we know about Cleopatra, and what made this woman to be remembered even after all these centuries? There are numerous works of art depicting her life, from paintings to writings and movies, but what do we actually know about her? If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at alux. Let's dive in to the 15 things you didn't know about Cleopatra. Number 1. She was the product of incest. Marrying a relative was very common practice back in ancient Egypt, especially among royal families, in order to preserve the royal blood and the family's fortune. It's believed that her parents were most likely brother and sister. Number 2. She was the last pharaoh of Egypt. Cleopatra was the last independent pharaoh of Egypt and the last member of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Macedonian Greek family that ruled over Egypt after Alexander the Great's conquest of the land. She started ruling at the age of 18 alongside her 10-year-old brother, whom she married, but she eventually became a sole ruler. After her death, Rome took over Egypt and was later known as Aegyptus. Number 3. Her famous eye makeup had another purpose. The black cat-eye ring around the eye is by far one of Cleopatra's most well-known trademarks. Many believe it was intended to make her more attractive and to intimidate other women, but it actually had a medical purpose. Back in the ancient times, Egyptians faced a variety of illnesses, including eye infections. The ancient cosmetic used for darkening the eyes, called kohl, was thought to contain properties that fought eye maladies. Number 4. The month of August is dedicated to her. After the death of Julius Caesar, Octavian, later known as Augustus, led a campaign against Cleopatra and her reign. His purpose was to take over Egypt and its riches. In the last battle they had, Cleopatra failed to defend her land and was defeated by Augustus. After the victory, Octavian was given the chance to name a month in the calendar. Instead of choosing September, which is the month he was born in, he chose the 8th month of the year and named it after himself to establish a yearly reminder of the fall of Cleopatra's empire. Number 5. Cleopatra the movie was one of the most expensive films ever to be created. There were a lot of movies based on Cleopatra's life, but the most famous one was created in 1963 with Elizabeth Taylor playing the lead role. The production started with a budget of $2 million, but because of production issues, it ended up costing around $44 million, being one of the most expensive movies to ever be created. Number 6. She had a drinking club. Cleopatra and Mark Antony began a drinking club called Inimitable Livers and threw parties for its members. The group also engaged in elaborate games and contests, besides nightly feasts and parties. After being Julius Caesar's mistress for a while, Cleopatra started a love affair with Mark Antony, with whom she had 3 children. Their relationship was mainly strategic, but they also enjoyed each other's company. Cleopatra needed Antony in order to protect her crown, while he needed access to Egypt's resources. They threw grandiose parties and often dressed as gods to impress the people. Number 7. Her beauty was a myth. Cleopatra is known to have been a very beautiful woman, but it all might just be a myth. What we know for sure is we don't actually know what she looked like. Many praise Cleopatra's beauty and blame her for the fall of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony into her beauty trap, but historians such as Plutarch claim that her beauty was not out of the ordinary. What she had was a lot of charm and great intelligence. Some even say she was rather ugly. The out-of-this-world beauty image that was painted by the Romans in order to justify their leader's fall, maybe not wanting to accept that a woman could take over so much power using her strategic skills. One reason we do not actually know what she looked like is because, as I said at the beginning of this video, all of the descriptive artwork regarding her appearance were created long after her death. The surviving statues from her period differ from one to another. What we know for sure is that she knew how to make an entrance and how to present herself in different ways, coming across in accordance with her political and strategic needs. When meeting with someone important or a potential ally, she wore rich clothes and depicted herself as a goddess. However, coins surviving from her period show her with manly features and a large, hooked nose. Some believe she intentionally illustrated herself as masculine in order to display strength. Number 8. She had a mysterious death. One of the greatest mysteries surrounding Cleopatra is related to her death. While Octavian Augustus took over Egypt around 30 BC, Mark Antony and Cleopatra allegedly killed themselves. One of the most common theories is that Cleopatra committed suicide by means of an asp bite because she didn't want to fall into Augustus's hands. Another theory is that she killed herself using a poisonous needle kept in her hair. Historians often argue that she was actually captured by Augustus and was either killed by him or captured, but she managed to kill herself while being a prisoner. She died at the age of 39. Number 9. She was a writer. Yes, Cleopatra was an intellectual. She wrote a book named Cosmetics, and no, it's not what you think. It's not a beauty catalog depicting ways to put on makeup. It was actually a very detailed pharmaceutical book that showed medical remedies for health problems that could affect physical appearance. She detailed remedies for hair loss and dandruff, for example. Number 10. She had a perfume factory. Oils and perfumes were used by everyday Egyptians during Cleopatra's time, especially for sun protection and to prevent the bad smell of a sweaty body. Allegedly, our girl owned an entire perfume and cosmetics factory near the Dead Sea, bequeathed to her by Mark Antony. Do you want to know what the most expensive perfume in the world is at the moment? Check out our dedicated video on the topic by clicking in the top right corner. Number 11. She won a bet against Mark Antony. There's a story going around that shows Cleopatra's intelligence and great wit. At one of the frequent feasts she threw, Antony bet her that she couldn't spend a fortune on one meal. To prove him wrong, she threw a very expensive set of pearls in a cocktail. The pearls dissolved because the cocktail contained vinegar. Everybody present was amazed by her knowledge and audacity. Science shows that pearls and vinegar don't work well together. Number 12. She was a polyglot. Cleopatra was a very smart and well-educated woman, knowing up to 8 foreign languages, and how could she not? She was raised and educated in Alexandria, having a huge library to her disposal and some of the best tutors in the empire. She enjoyed intellectual talks and had knowledge in fields like philosophy, astronomy, and mathematics. She was described as a ruler who elevated the ranks of scholars and enjoyed their company. Number 13. She was a fashion designer. Well, sort of. She didn't make the clothes herself, but she pledged for integrating some Greek-style elements into Egyptian looks. It was a strategic move made in order to bring the two countries closer together. Number 14. She was brave. Cleopatra led armies when she was 21 and inspired her soldiers to fight fearlessly. She led her own fleet and got involved in developing the strategies and tactics for the battles. We don't know if she was a general, but she definitely was not afraid to be in the heart of the battle. Number 15. She was said to be the reincarnation of Isis. Cleopatra knew how to make an entrance and how to woo her audience. She often dressed up as a goddess and presented herself as the reincarnation of the goddess Isis. This way, she believed she could convince her potential allies that they were speaking to an actual goddess, making her a valuable asset and demanding respect. She was a smart strategist and used every method to win a negotiation and maintain her crown. To help preserve the belief, she had portraits and sculptures made to reflect her as the goddess. And that's a wrap on the 15 things you didn't know about Cleopatra. She was surely an interesting figure back in her time, and all this mystery surrounding her life makes Cleopatra even more desirable and makes us look her up even centuries later. Hey Luxers, we're curious. What do you think about Cleopatra's luxurious lifestyle and all the parties she threw? Let us know in the comments. Still here, are you? That's because you're a true A-Luxer, and of course, we have one final bonus fact to share with you for sticking around until the end. Number 16. Cleopatra used to bathe in milk to keep her skin young and beautiful. Donkey milk, to be more precise. It is said that she had around 700 donkeys kept just for her daily milk baths. Donkey milk is extremely healthy and has numerous benefits. It leaves the skin feeling soft and clean, and it exfoliates it. It's also very expensive, around $450 a liter. Talk about beauty hacks! Thank you for spending some time with us, A-Luxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an A-Luxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.